Hello boys, it's me, Cool Yoshi here. Welcome back to my 100% blind or rather just blind playthrough of basically the bonus series endgame content for what is it? Oh yeah, Pokémon Legends Arceus toy. Can't remember off the top of my head. In the last episode, we left on tackling a bunch of quest setups, which included this very obnoxious Wisp quest. My goodness, I cannot speak today. That we basically has us going around and getting all the different wisps scattered about Hishui, and in the last video, we managed to finish off in an entire area, conveniently enough, which is kind of lucky that we even finished off one area, considering how much we have to get. But yeah, we did that in the last episode. And now we're just trying to look for and find all of the other wisps. If you remember anything from the other stuff I talked about, you will know that wisps are kind of tricky. They can only be found actively at nighttime, which is also a good place to find our nighttime Pokemon, but sometimes it can be a bit tricky, so definitely one of the harder things to complete. And there's no better way of completing this either, other than to just go through each individual area in the entire game, and one by one just go through not every single tree and other stuff, but just through every single other spot, and into some locations that you would never go to otherwise. And you basically have no choice but to check it one by one, hoping to gosh that you find a wisp, and then you have to do all that without leaving nighttime. And there's like hundreds of them to get. If we do manage to complete it, we'll get multiple items, including a rare item before doing that. Of course, as it's one of the more obnoxious requests to complete, though, it'll take a pretty long time to do appropriately. We may as well come here while we're here, because one of the effects requires us to do here for the Psyduck, so why not do that? Wow, the Psyduck look all better already. What a relief. Thanks for finding this best to us. You know, I was a little nervous about the Galaxy team before, but you're sort of the folk kind enough to help settle those failures. I guess I have no reason to worry. Do you call this stuff again? Secret medicine? Gosh, the Galaxy team must be very talented. Maybe I'll visit you all in Jubilife sometime. Ooh, we got a Max Revive. That's a very early point in the game to get a Max Revive. And all you have to do is just do what supposedly is just a delivery and nothing else. Yeah, that's a pretty simplistic when it comes to challenges. Also, there are probably other treasures we can get for Ursaring, but since they don't seem to be required for 100%, I'm ignoring a lot of the Ursaluna treasures, because not only are they kind of trolly, but, well, they can be kind of tricky to find anyway. I did try using Ursaluna just this one time or whatever to try and find something else altogether. Particularly some other stuff. But other than that, the only thing we're really doing here is just looking for wisps. I will say this has been probably one of the more trollier and more obnoxious quests in all of Pokémon Legends Arceus, is getting these wisps. So I figure if I'm gonna do all of these other requests, then it makes the most sense to just go for and attack that as soon as possible. And by the way, I do have to pay attention all this, because nobody knows yet, but I'm actually in constant danger while flying. Should I actually happen to fall from this height, I will likely black out immediately. And remember, blacking out causes a lot of item loss, so we don't want that to happen. Speaking of which, we did actually die a couple of times, but those were on specific battles, which apparently allow you to retry again. At least that's what I found out. Okay, let's see. Darn it, no Cherubi. Can't even find a single Cherubi to save my life, it seems. I still think Cherubi collected quite a bit too, and Cherubi is almost just as rare as Cherem. Speaking of which, I actually want to get that done in this episode, potentially, before I forget anything else, so I'll actually kind of show you a strategy that people have found to kind of do Cherem a bit easier. Unless something else has, like, happened. Completing the full entry for Cherem so far has been the most obnoxious thing to do in this entire game. Because not only is it hard enough to do on its own, but Cherem is the hardest Pokemon to catch and to beginning with. Which means if you're trying to go for full Pokédex completion, that means you have to see it leap out of what, like 15 dozen trees and all this? Yeah, there are stuff like the using Petal Dance is easy enough. You could just evolve a Cherubi and have your Cherem use moves against your opponents to do stuff, and that's how you can get through that. But otherwise, there's not much that can be done. Also, it seems every time we've gone to the corner, there's usually been at least one whiffs. It's very rare that at least one is not seen. I didn't even see who saw me. I think it was, yeah, it was you guys up top. Oh, great. I'm just gonna go off myself. That'll make it a bit easier. But I'm thinking while I'm here, I'm gonna do at least one nighttime cycle to get as many whiffs as you can. And by the way, I've been using Stantler a bit more, or rather, Wordeer a bit more, for multiple reasons. The biggest reason, though, is if you use Wordeer and you're on Wordeer when you activate a whiffs, it won't do a lawn animation, which is the animation you saw play there. If you don't have, if you're not on a mount at all when you get the thing, you'll just get this lawn cutscene where you cannot do whiffs. Or in this case, can't go any farther. Oh great, rain is the worst thing to have here. It's already tricky enough to find these whiffs on their own. And then you add rain to it? Oh boy. I'm not sure if this will work out as well as I wanted. I'm gonna have to come back to this a bit later. Oh, I say that as I find one right away. Right. Oh. Probably the biggest thing to avoid in this game is to make sure the alphas don't see you. If an alpha Pokemon sees you, I think I've mentioned this a couple times, it has an ability to knock you off a mount. Also, there's Pachirisu here, which is kind of odd. Also, I just realized, Pachirisu isn't as rare as I thought. I think I mentioned at one point it was kind of a rare Pokemon, but this might prove otherwise. Well, definitely we'll try to catch this fun. I'm not interested in doing a mushroom cake because I think it won't like it. I need to make... Oh, nice leg, by the way. Because it did its cry, it didn't get a chance to eat food at first. Oh, great. Classic miss. And this is what I meant, by the way. They will always knock you off. Every single time. They will always do that. Alright. Goodness, it refuses to let off. Good grief. Oh great, we might land in the water, which might cause us to go into the other thing. Okay, no. Alright, try this again. That's another problem. Because the ball that I'm using, Guillotin Ball, flies hardly far at all. Of course I need to make sure that I actually land it on the Pokemon. Oh! Or that could just happen. Immediately, within a minute, it suddenly turns around. Frick it, I'm battling it. I can't stand it anymore. Alright. Whatever. Trying to find a move that is not very effective against, but I guess I could always go for this instead. Agile style move to start off with. Does less damage. Alright. Oh, great. Now it's using Agile style, even though I just used that only a moments ago. Alright, class it. I forget exactly what resisted, so let's look at... Okay, they can use Iron Tail and have it not be very effective. Let's do that next. This one. That's gonna be too much, unfortunately, with either of those. Which tells me now the only thing left to do is spam balls and pray. That's about all I can do. Oh boy, okay, never mind. Like, I'd go for all that and just instantly catch it. One try. Not even a problem. Wonder if the other Pachirisus are still there. Of course, I did just speculate on how rare Pachirisu is, and I just proceeded to, like, find, like, 3 of them. Well, go me. I guess that's kind of cool. I did not expect it to turn around that soon. I thought it was gonna do something else, but it kinda did something weird instead. Whatever. Looks like we'll just have to catch it the old-fashioned way. If it really wants to do that a lot, I'll just freaking throw a berry at it to get it going, and then I'll have to catch it using Ultra Balls. It's not as effective as doing Gigaton Balls, but for the smaller Pokemon, this is probably the safer way of catching them. Because you can get multiple attempts in very quickly, but you have to deal with the RG of them potentially breaking out. Is it sleeping? No, I think it's sitting down. We'll try anyways. I couldn't tell if it was sleeping or not. Alright. Let's see here. No battle ones other than, like, just normal, so... It's a bit odd. And yes, like I said, I like to take breaks in between certain things just to get other shots. But I think I'm tired enough to hit this now. What I mean by special stuff, I mean, obviously going to rest until nightfall, which I need to rest anyway, so it makes sense to do it now. Alright. It's a good thing I did catch that heavy one, by the way, because that was nice. Nice fit for a change. Alright. Well, we're gonna try this nighttime cycle one more time. If it doesn't work... Oh wait, now I remember. You know what? Since I have to do a nighttime cycle anyways, let's use this nighttime cycle to just get Cherrim done right now. Because I mentioned I would get that, and I probably should actually focus on that before I forget. But of course I need to report my survey reports to the professor first. Alright. Seems each Pokemon gives more as well. And Pachirisu's Pokedex entry is now complete. Alright. This is what we have to do to get Dialga and Palkia up, it seems. Wow. That's gonna take a very long time. Alright. So, the best way of possibly finding Cherem, at least from what I found out, is you have to go to the 4th area in this game in particular, which is this area. And inside, I actually exactly forgot where this is. Let me check. Actually, wait. I have a better idea. Let's wait for a second. Be right back. Alright, boys, I'm back. We should probably actually go into this area rather than doing nothing, because if we don't enter this area, then how are we supposed to find this out? So, the reason why Cherem is so difficult is the only efficient way of getting it is to search trees in Coordinate Highlands, specifically in... I'll actually show the map right now. Lonely Spring, Fabled Spring, whatever the heck that is, and... what else? Primeval Grotto. All of which are kind of hidden a bit across from each other. Ooh. That almost, like, glitched out. Okay. It seems one of them here, the Fabled Spray, we actually haven't searched yet. That's fine. I think we can find that out while we go in. While we're here, we should do some, requests and some wisps if we can find any. You? Thank goodness you passed by. Please, I need to rescue my Spiel. Durable, round body caused it to rope going down the hill and is headed straight for Stonetooth Rolls and Boulder Row Ravine. Those areas are full of dangerous Pokemon. You're that new survey course I was talking about, right? Please help me find my dear Spiel. Alright. Wish I could help you, buddy, but I kind of have something else to do. There's a satchel in the area where we're going, so I guess we could try and get our lost satchel there if we get near enough by it. Right. One of many. Oh, right. It stopped because it hit a wall. Gonna have to try this again. There we go. That's a bit better. Let's see here. So we need Fabled Spring, whatever other strain that is. That almost looked like an alpha. Wait. Oh great, it's not there. Alright. The only other place it could be is down here. Oh, classic. Something still savvy. Forget, I can't just do that, do nothing here. Now that we've been through the game, what happens if we go back into the arena? Does Electrode stay there, or can we find other Pokemon here? Okay. Nothing seems to happen, but we do get this eerie music that plays, my goodness. And then it just stops as soon as we leave. Alright, well, based on the direction, it should probably be around somewhere here. And I figured instead of doing stuff like this, I would do this at nighttime. Because I need to get Wisp anyways. So I can get those and do other stuff all at the same time. Oh, Miss Vegas, I'm actually going to ignore you for once. Because I have to focus on completing this first. I can't afford to forget any location here. And yes, as far as I'm aware, these are the only big popular areas that spawn Cherem in the entire game. And they're all not easy to find by any means. Okay, here's Fabled Sprain. Alright, just as I thought. It was located more down the road here. Now, there's also another problem. You can't check just any tree. If you were to do that, like, say, there's a tree down there. I'm gonna go down there and actually attempt to attack it right after I, of course, deal with this Haunter that is very close by. So, I'll just battle it, of course, because it's right in my way. We got it while Alpha... I like how I say that and Cherem just appeared. Usually, Cherem can only be found in trees with blue leaves, but as of this newest patch, maybe that's changed. But anyways, I have to get rid of this Haunter first. Can't let it do too much damage to us. I know we've battled it quite a bit, so let's just defeat it, get it out of the way. And now we can face off against the real opponent. It was just taking us out, which makes sense because we weren't really prepared for this. It kind of just came out of nowhere. Just out of nowhere, it just did stuff. I will say, if Samurott can die to all that stuff very quickly, then it must be a weaker Pokemon than I expected. Since it's done that, like, multiple times now. Hopefully Gallade can do things a bit better. Also, since things are starting to get a bit more interesting, I need to realize that maybe I should start doing some other stuff as well. Of course, the biggest thing I need to do with Cherem, and actually the reason why I went here, is because there's a particular effect in general where the only way to find Cherem, normally, in trees, is in trees, and you have to send your Pokemon at them in order to even get it to appear. And all these trees always run on the same cycle every time. That means if one tree is visible, even if you leave, that same tree will continue to shake for the entire section. In one of the oldest patches, not only was Cherem's spawn rate bugged, but apparently it can only appear in blue trees in the areas I just mentioned, Fable, Sprain, other stuff. And if a tree is not shaking, by the way, just as much as how if a tree is not shaking means it will never shake again, so does that also mean that, yes, if a tree is not shaking, then that means no matter what you do, you can reload the area all you want, it won't possibly hold Cherem. The only way to get it back is to actually find it elsewhere. Meanwhile, just more Wisp collections, because why not? I will say, though, I'm glad that we at least got it to appear on the first try. That helps out a little bit. Speaking of which, I need to actually open up Cherem's Pokedex entry so I can figure out exactly what else I need to do with it. Because this next thing, it requires us to battle it a bit. Unfortunately, it's only during other stuff. Number caught during daylight hours is not as bad, but this big one here, times you've seen it leap out of trees, that's probably the most obnoxious one. And that's what actually makes Cherem so difficult to get in general. As well as number defeated. So, from now on, we may as well defeat it when we find it. Of course, I didn't think I was going to use Samurott that early. So before I actually go into that again, let's use a more powerful opponent in Dialga instead, who needs to use moves anyways, and have him take out Cherem instead. He more than likely could deal with Cherem. But anyways, the strategy you see me doing, what you're seeing now is the only and best way in a while, at least, unless something changes, to encounter Cherem in the entire game. It involves literally just going through the same 3 areas over and over again, looking at every single tree, checking to see if it's rustling or not. When you've checked every single tree and have not seen a single one rustling, You then go to the next area and do the same, and unless something changes, as far as I'm aware, the only places we can find it involve going through and finding it in Primeval Grotto, those other ones, or Cherrim's Ever Grotto. That's Sacred Plaza, so that by default will not have Cherrim. Pretty much all the areas with green trees and forest and other stuff, those are the most likeliest of areas to even find Cherrim at all. Which would make sense, I guess. Alright. And, let's see. Speaking of which, I need to make sure I'm actually kind of close to the ground, otherwise I might not be able to find stuff. Oh, hello, Gyarados. It's not like I haven't seen you a bunch of times yet. Get another wisp while we're at it. But effectively, this is what you do. You literally just use Braviary, and you fly around this entire area looking for fruit. And I guess if you're crazy, you could farm for stuff as well. Good, it didn't roar at me. That was almost a bit too scary. Ooh, I actually left Primeval Grotto. By doing all those other stuff, I actually went into Celestial Trail and stayed. This is probably the trickiest area to find him in because this is awfully close to where... It hasn't actually popped up an icon either telling us this is Primeval Grotto at all. It's just doing nothing, which is really strange. Alright. Perhaps this is a bit odder than I initially anticipated it. Oh wait, no, wait a minute. There's blue trees here, maybe this is it. And I just have been missing it all this time. No, that's the ruins. The trickiest part is knowing exactly where Primeval Grotto is. Sacred Plaza. Oh, it's the area below that is apparently considered Primeval Grotto. Oh, whatever, I should have done this before. But yeah, that's basically what you do. It seems a bit awkward at first, but unless you're also going towards daytime whenever stuff, effectively, a set amount of trees always spawn in locations for each individual area. If you find out, oh, there's none left and you can't do anything else, then you're pretty much left with no choice but to report to the professor and then continue doing this. And you have to do this almost infinitely until you complete Cherrim's Data, which I actually just completed, funnily enough, but I want to show you how to do this. But basically, you check all those trees here, and if you don't find another one, then you just have to return to Jubilite Village and then go back in. If you don't do this, the trees will never reset, and you'll never actually find this. So you have to do it this specific way, otherwise it won't find it. As for which areas to check and the easiest ways to get it, probably the simplest way to get it is in the Lonely Sprain during daytime, because the Lonely Sprain has the most trees to check, so it's the most place for it to appear. Of course, I said that, and I don't think a single tree was even shaking last time. Okay, we have one now. Thankfully, Cherrim spawns way more than Cherubi. Also, yeah, okay, looks like we found one now. I don't know why I said that. Oh, there it is. I should have just said that. But whatever. But anyway, this is effectively what you have to do if you want to farm, particularly Cherem's number you've seen leap out of trees. You pretty much have no choice but to go around pretty much the same exact area, endlessly looking around, and check to see if any trees are shaking. If one does shake, which you saw me do now, which you saw over there, then you immediately throw your Pokemon in it to do battle, so that you can finish that off, obviously. Of course, you can't just do any other tree, though. Of course, it might be changed at this patch. When I did other stuff... Yeah, okay, that's a hair class. That makes sense. As of the late patch, they did make this character in particular more likely to appear. Previously, Cherem was one of the most difficult Pokemon to see in the entire game, to a point where it's almost unlikely to even see at all. It's just that brutal. We have to use strong style moves with the Alga, so may as well use some of those as well. But yeah, that's all you pretty much do, and that's literally Cherem farming in a nutshell. And at one point, before this patch changed a couple of things, this new patch that has just dropped, actually, as of I think a few days ago. Until then, Cherem actually wouldn't appear for a lot of people. And even with all of that, it is definitely the rarest Pokemon in this entire game. As for me, personally, I did get it, as you can see, but it took a pretty long time. Before this patch, I basically was only able to get Cherem to show up one time out of pure luck, funnily enough, in this area, of course, where it's most likely to spawn. So, I got it to show up exactly one time. I caught it, of course, because I didn't want to let it go, obviously, given how rare of a Pokemon it actually is. And then I kind of just never found a chance to get it again. But ever since I did that, I did try checking every tree, and I have been hopeful. And I've even checked the same strategy to try and get Cherubi to appear. And ever since the setup, not a single Cherubi nor Cherem appeared for me for a while, at least before this special effect. But now that I've gotten enough grinding in, I've started to finally find Cherem a bit more. What's really funny is that first tree that I checked and other stuff wasn't even a tree that I mentioned where it's supposed to be in, which is the blue leaves trees. Those are usually the only places where you can find it, because it would make sense because it's trying to go for berries, not necessarily apricorns. I guess as of this recent patch, it can be in any tree, so that definitely brings my hopes up a bit, because suddenly now I want to check pretty much every tree. But yes, this is how you find Cherem. You pretty much go around each of these areas. If a tree is not shaking at all, you have to just go back and reset. And whenever you see a tree shake, you just go up and shake it and hope for a Cherem to appear. As for how much we found it, we've actually found it a lot, which is nice. I think so far we've found it around 3 out of 3 times, or 2 out of 3. We only just missed this one time, finding a Wormadam instead of a Cherem. But yeah. But yes, before this recent patch, you probably would have likely found Pokemon like that Wormadam you just saw over there over and over and over again, instead of finding Cherem, and oh my gosh, it's just so obnoxious. Of course, now with this new patch, it's much considerably easier to find, though it's still quite rare. It's not easy to find by any means. That's for sure. But anyways, I've been wanting to complete that for a while, so I thought I would get that out of the way while I still can, and what do you know, we finally find it. Not just once, multiple times. I wanted to swap my team out to a full team, by the way, because I mentioned I would defeat this other guy as well, and I kind of ignored that. So let's use that in mind to put in some powerful Pokemon back in here. I don't want to be too weird with them, so let's put in at least you and you. Sorry if I've been leaving Rapidash a lot, it's just that I have this awesome Dialga and Palkia, I may as well use them. But I guess it makes sense that I might not want all of them. So let's change one for Rapidash, just for this battle. And remember that battle I said I did want to do everywhere? Well, I think I'm just gonna go in it and hope for the best. If we lose, oh well. It won't penalize us, as far as I'm aware, because battles, it'd be silly if you blacked out in battles. I can understand in the wild, but in the field, probably not as much. You might still lose money like you do in the other games, but I don't think you'll black out, certainly, like the other ones. So with that in mind, let's get this ready, because Chair M finally is completed for us. This is probably the longest Pokédex entry to just simply complete by getting it to 10, and I will say it definitely lives up to its standards of being obnoxious. Finished Cherub's Pokédex entry, have you? Let me take a look. Wow, you sure read into detail. I see. So it changes form when the sun's hidden. Guess I didn't see it evolve, I just saw that change in action. I now know why it helps to have you survey clerks working at researching Pokemon. Guess I better get back to my own work. Food's on the table is just another way to repay you. And some Vivid Choke is what we get. Alright. What's Mint Harvest? That's weird. Okay, so each of these are different. Let's do Metasil Artist. But anyways, before I do anything, let's actually do this battle that I was interested in. About your request. Alright, give us a moment then. So I heard the news. There's to be a face-off between two masters. You know, I heard our Corp Secret Watkins can even defeat Alpha Pokemon. Oh, that's not good, because I have a lot of Alpha Pokemon. Everything's set. Come with me. Alright. Well, then. Why are we over here? This looks just like a regular guard. Here's our ace in the hole, Rest. Hey Zizu, I'm just a common guardsman. However, so long as I stand in defense of the gate, I have no intention of letting anyone defeat me. Okay, I thought he had 6 Pokemon, but I guess I was wrong, but... What? There are questions that remain unanswered. Oh, okay, he's 62. Alright, never mind. Alright, so he's at least trying. That's for sure. I'll give him that. Okay, this makes sense. He has agile moves, and that's probably why he's pretty difficult, but... A Bidoof, man? I've fought Bidoofs probably hundreds of times now. Let's use this so we can get 2 moves in. Why not? Tail, slam him, and then use Flash Cannon. He's weak. Bam! Yeah, Bidoof still isn't that difficult. Even though it's 2. Even though there's 2 of them. I'm guessing this is why he's difficult, because he just uses agile style moves non-stop to get 2 hits in. Which I guess would make sense why he's considered difficult. So effectively, this guy is teaching us, oh, you should use your agile style moves and whatnot. Alright. I guess they forgot to mention a couple of things. Particularly, yeah, your Pokemon are good, but can they defeat a legend Pokemon on their own? So far, that's been proven incorrect, because we've defeated almost all of them, except for that one. Of course, since there's lots of them. Wait, this guy said he could face Alpha Pokemon down. Well, what about an Alpha Abomasnow? Can you defeat this buddy? I'd like to see this person try. I'm not going to give him the big blizzard, we don't need to. And that's why, because I expected a miss. Alright. Well, he definitely lives up to his name. My gosh. Poor Abomasnow didn't last more than a minute. So this guy is pretty much the move spammer of craziness. Or rather the spammer of these agile style moves. He pretty much teaches you that you should use agile style and strong style when you can. Because if you don't do that correctly, then you'll just lose. Which I guess it makes sense. You know what? And yes, he did live up to his name. We couldn't defeat him despite having the advantage, though really we couldn't defeat him is one Pokemon just because he missed. You vote for my defenses. I thought I could do better than that, seeing as how I'm a guardsman. You know what you really should do is come back with more evolved Pokemon than trying to face up against a Pokemon like Dialga. This was to be expected. Hey, out beyond the village and battling so many different Pokemon in the course of your survey corps has made you very strong. You know, my first job as a guardsman was catching some Bidoof that seemed intent on infiltrating the village. Since then, I've kept many Pokemon from passing through our gates. Sometimes I slipped up and let some in. Goodness, people let me have it. But I've also befriended some of the Pokemon. Before I knew it, we grew strong together. I gained so much and all because I was trying to make sure folks feel safe for a year. It's my job to keep everyone safe, isn't it? Now, there's one last thing I'd like to tell you. If you're heading outside the village again, stay safe outside there, kid. And now I think I'd get back to work. At least we got rewarded for that. We got grit items, which, again, are some of the best items in the game, so I guess that makes sense. But anyways, more importantly now, we need to... Now we've completed the Pokedex entry for Chirim and finished that off, we need to do other stuff. Oh, there's a person that's missing in the Crimson Bylands. Let's do this one first. Why not? There's quite a few requests that are just in alpha in the Crimson Bylands, rather. Quite a bit, actually. Guess we're going here first. No, not there. Oh, hello. Oh, it's one of those. I just realized what that tells me, though. So, what we need to actually do is find the Alpha Hippowdon first, and then we'll find the Pokemon we're looking at. Okay, well, I like how I say that, and that didn't take very long at all. We found it pretty quickly, but now we actually have to catch it, probably. Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. Apparently Hippolytus didn't aggress me despite being that close. But anyways, we're gonna try and capture this thing. This thing is very big, man. Alright. Let's see here. Oh, it's very quick. I think we have to catch it. Oh, it even shows. Hello. Okay, so the Cloudon itself didn't give us that. Oh, hello. And now another one shows up. Okay. Forced battle. But it's not alpha for some reason. That's weird. Okay, then. Alright, I'm just gonna roar time use through this. Of course it misses. What's the other do? Nothing. Okay, try it again. We need to use roar time a set amount of times anyways, so it makes most sense to just use this move to take it out. Alright, got it. Okay, so that was less a trigger for the Alpha hit Baladon and more just a battle with that. You sure are something, taking on a big angry Hippowdon like that. Wait, what's lying over there? My charm, it's really you. Welcome back. It means a lot to me that you went toe-to-toe with that Hippowdon on my behalf. You better believe I won't be losing this charm again. Not after you went through all that trouble to get it back for me. Alright. Alright. It says follow the blue signals, huh? Oh, class it. Stupid wild Pokemon. Get out of my way. There we go. Alright. Back to here. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, it seems we'll have no choice but to use Ursaluna here. We need to figure out where the blue signal is. Darn, that's green. We need a blue signal somewhere. Which tells me it might be better to just start from the Boghound camp. Where's blue? Oh. Old verse 9? What's this? Part of a series of old poles that have been unearthed around the Hishui region. I set the bones of Pokemon adrift upon the river. I let the memories flow on adrift on the river, and to the ocean they will flow, perhaps around the world they go. Bones and day now gone I've set adrift to me. How many bones a day will I come yet set to adrift? While every gift with which I part breath takes a silver on my heart. That's probably a clue for something else. Alright. No regular signals, unfortunately. Given it might be more closer to this area, I might just have to look here for the signals. It says look for the blue signals, but I don't exactly know where a blue signals might be. And it's not easy to search all of this on a slow Pokemon like Ursaluna, because not only do you have to deal with other Pokemon and stuff like this. But you also have to deal with the fact that because you're so slow, you're likely to get a bit closer to... Oh! There's Blue! Right as I say that, too. Right as I say that, I find Blue. Tells me that we have to go over here. Oh! Here he is! Alright, that's where he is. Ah, person! Another real-life human being. Oh, thank goodness. I was on my way back to the basic camp, and I got attacked by some wild Pokemon. Managed to get away from them, but I got completely lost when I was running, and, please, can you tell me how to get back home? That way I see you, thank you so much. Alright. Or not. Or I mean this way, right, of course, I knew you meant this direction. Return to Galaxy Hall and report to Zeke, huh? Okay. I should do that right now, probably. I did say I would try and complete a lot of the quest. And of course I have to report my survey reports to the professor. Because I caught that one over there. Alright. Alright, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm glad it tells you, like, the blue notifications or whatever. And Ursula kind of just starts running towards them once you find them. Which makes it much more easier to find. Also, that guy that was there, that technically was the one that I need to find. So I guess I could have found that a bit sooner if I had just gone in. Alright. And yes, I'm trying to get all these requests Wanda made it back home safe. Boy, am I ever glad I asked you. You're just as good as everyone says you are. Wanda is still new to the security corps, you understand. She's a bit flighty at the best of times, so I can't help but worry about her. If it's not asking too much, do you think you continue to keep an eye on her? Well, stop it, Zeke. You're embarrassing me. I just got unlucky this time. That's all it was. It's what you'd have me believe, but ever since we're quizzed, the instant I took my eyes off you, you'd be lost somewhere in the bushes. But hey, Yoshi, I do appreciate all your help, so thank you from me, too. What's next? This will actually tell me how the requests I've completed. We've missed 10 somewhere. 10 is kind of just hiding somewhere. And then, let's see here. 11, 12, 13, 14 we done. 10 through 20 we more or less done. But 10 we missed. We missed 22. That's the one we just have now. 25 we've missed. This tells me that we need to be looking around a bit more for requests. Both in buildings and in other areas, in both the daytime and nighttime. I don't honestly know what has a curly sprain tail thing yet. It's kind of odd. I think it would make sense to show any Pokemon that has a tail first at all, and then just see if I can't figure out one that has other stuff. Oh well, I actually do have an idea. You can actually check summary with it too, which allows you to take a better look at that, and that's probably how I am gonna check it. Wait a minute. Glamiel's probably it. Look at that. That tail is like freaking curly if I've seen it. Yep, yes, this is it. Just as I remember, the elegant sway of its tail, that charming spiral shape, and the enchanting way it bobs around like a leaf in a limb. Simply remarkable. Ah, its little bow is adorable as well. Have you gotten attached to me there, kitty? Oh, the dilemma. Pokemon are scary, but maybe this little one and I will get along just... Ah! The Dirt Fiend scratched me. Just goes to sleep. Guess I got a little carried away there. Thank you for showing me your Glameow anyways. Its tail, at least, was a joy to see. One day when I find the Pokemon with the perfect tail of me, I'd like to become fast friends with it, just like you and your partner Pokemon. Alright. Okay. Yeah, there was definitely no room for those. Oh, and by completing that, we got another request to show up. A lot of requests seem to appear more as you complete others. That's a big thing I found. That's an expensive item. Sheesh. No way about that. There is one thing that I was looking... can't remember it. Oh wait, it's not that. Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to go to here to you. Oh, hello. You got more rares than you can shake a stick at now. Have yourself at a browse. Why not? Oh yeah, the big thing I wanted to go here for was actually sell all my Stardust. Alright. There it is. Nice, 1,000 gold every time you sell one of those. So Ox Powers or whatever, those are effectively the new special stuff that you can get. And those Pikachu dolls, they also sell really good, apparently. Alright. Alright, there we go. Something tells me because it's such an early request, the only possible place that early request could potentially respawn is either in the City and Felines and also, yep, he's gone again. There you are, I've been looking for you. My sister wandered to the Cobalt coastlines and she never came back. I asked her fellows in the security ports to be on the lookout, but they haven't found her. So worried. Do you think that you can find her? You'll need to use the old kerchief of yours again if you need to track down her scent. Please find Wanda again for me. She should be somewhere in the Cobalt coastlands. Alright. Back to that again. If I'm missing a specific request, then that might be bad, because I don't know how else I'm supposed to do it. What am I supposed to do now? Like, look in midday? Or go at it again when I'm nighttime? Something's off about this. I guess one thing I could do, and this would be smart. Check evening. Evening. And check. If no requests have popped up, I'll check again at the next time. And if no requests pop up again, I'll go to Nightfall and then just go straight back into Jubilife. Because every single time I've gone into Jubilife at nighttime, there's been some kind of request that pops up only at night. Which tells me some requests can only be found at certain night times, or they are locked behind requiring certain Pokemon, meaning I actually have to catch a specific Pokemon first before I can even get the request to show up. Which would make sense why it's not showing up. Okay, nighttime didn't actually trigger anything there. Well, at least I got the stuff done I wanted to do. Meanwhile, I think I'm just gonna go to the field lands and grind. Since I do have stuff. I'm not gonna actually show that on screen, obviously, but a grind for both money and some evolutions will be in order now. Beyond that, that's pretty much all we could do. We did kind of a mix of stuff here. We did some wisps and some other stuff. Well, I guess I should actually get stuff in here, right? Let's move this all at once. Move that all at once. Try and craft some items that I haven't crafted before. We haven't actually done any crafting stuff that allows us to craft stuff other than mushroom cakes. So far, the only thing we've been able to craft is pretty mushroom stuff. Mushroom cakes. That means we actually might need to do more yet, more quests yet to even get those to show up. But that's fine. With that in mind, though, I need to actually end the episode here before I forget. If you like it, you guys enjoy it, cut, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.